Ever wondered what foods you should avoid blending in your blender? There's a common misconception that blenders can handle just about anything. However, there are several food items that could potentially damage your blender or simply not blend well. Today we're going to explore 7 food items you should think twice about before tossing into your blender. First on our list is dried fruit. Dried fruit, including dates and apricots, can add a sweet and nutritious punch to your smoothies, but their sticky and hard texture can cause your blender to work overtime, potentially damaging its motor in the process. Next, we have whole spices. While it might be tempting to blend whole spices like cinnamon sticks or nutmeg for a fresh and aromatic flavor, these items are simply too hard for most blenders to handle. Instead, consider using pre-ground spices or invest in a dedicated spice grinder. Thirdly, we have ice cubes. Ice cubes might seem like a blender-friendly food, but they can actually dull your blender's blade over time. Instead, consider crushing the ice beforehand or using smaller ice chips. The fourth food to avoid is raw potatoes. Raw potatoes have a very hard texture that can strain your blender. Plus, blending raw potatoes can release a lot of starch, resulting in a gluey, unappetizing mess. Next up, we have bones. Whether you're making a bone broth or pet food, blending bones is a definite no-no. Not only can they damage your blender, but they can also create a gritty texture that's not very pleasant. The 6th food item to avoid is hot liquids. While it might be tempting to blend a hot soup or sauce directly in the blender, this can actually create a pressure buildup that could cause the blender lid to blow off, potentially causing burns. Last but not least, we have whole citrus fruits. Citrus peels are not only tough on your blender, but also have a bitter taste that can ruin your smoothie or juice. It's always best to peel your citrus fruits before blending. In conclusion, while blenders are incredibly handy tools in the kitchen, it's important to be mindful of what you put in them. Avoid blending dried fruit, whole spices, ice cubes, raw potatoes, bones, hot liquids, and whole citrus fruits. By doing so, you can ensure that your blender stays in good working condition and that your blended foods always come out perfectly smooth and delicious. Remember, a blender is a valuable kitchen ally. Treat it with care, and it will serve you well for many years to come.